it's like one person said, it's like a good old barn raising. You know, the community gets together and builds a house for this deserving couple.
All the materials to build the home were donated, but the other big challenge was finding enough skilled workers to generously provide their skills for free. The response was overwhelming.
We had so many people just jump on board. We want to be a part of it. And it was almost like a wildfire that went through all the contractors for the company that said, you know, you're going, I'm going, you're going, I'm going.
But the planning was crucial. 5 months of work was being condensed into less than 5 days.
Hopefully by 3 a.m. we'll be pouring concrete. By we let it cure for 3 hours, and we'll be framing by 6.
That's incredible.
I didn't know concrete could dry that quickly. We saw them pour the slab, I believe it was Tuesday morning at 4 a.m. And within 2 hours, I would say 50 or so framers descended upon the slab and started building a house.
Typically, a house will have a 3-sec mix. We're putting a 5-sec mix on it. We're going to put an accelerant in it, and it gets hard really fast.
A typical house build will have 4 or 5 framers. This one had 60. Normally, there are half a dozen sheetrockers. Here, there were 80. Add electricians, heating and air conditioning installers, and plumbers with no time to waste. Mike Thornleeson was in charge of coordinating all those schedules.
I've got a radio in one ear, I've got a cell phone in another ear, and I've got people talking to me, so I'm multitasking with a lot of people all at the same time.
You keeping notes on your hands? Well, you keeping notes on your hands, right?
Yeah, but this is somebody that I still need to call.
There was one big advantage on this build compared to other extreme makeover sites.
One of the things that really helps us is we have a lot of space around us. Oftentimes we're building in an inner city, or we're on a cul-de-sac and we can't get equipment in and out, and this spot is perfect because we can come at the house from all 4 sides, so we can have things simultaneously moving. So that's a really key thing logistically for us.
Designers were watching the progress, making sure workers stuck to the Austin Rancher plans they'd helped create. The house had some special touches specifically for Staff Sergeant Ziegler.
Because he spends some of his time in a wheelchair, we want to make sure this house is fully accessible. One of the reasons why it's a rancher, everything will be on one level. Big open hallways, big open rooms.
You know, we deal with a lot of people that have multiple and various and sundry injuries, and you know, Patrick's certainly are things that we have dealt with before.
Specific design details of the inside of the home are a closely guarded secret, though, until the network broadcast.
Do we talk to the family about? No, they have no choice in the matter whatsoever. We go ahead and you see the pink is really coming out pretty well right now. No, we want to do something that's going to fit into this community.
And don't forget Hollywood. Volunteers not only cut and nailed and moved things and carried away trash, they also had parts to play for TV. Tuesday morning, Ty led the march to the build site. That same morning, there was an opening ceremony with Fort Hood soldiers raising the flag in what would eventually be the front yard of the Ziegler's home. There were plenty of stage shots, often with more than one take, to help tell the story for television. And of course, you'll see all that on Sunday night.
As we said, Extreme Home Makeover specializes in surprises, and they weren't through surprising Patrick and Jessica. The couple had been busy planning on a July 9th, 2011 wedding in her hometown in Minnesota. But ABC had another idea.
We announced that we're building the home for them, so we sent them on vacation while we build the home, and they're out in Las Vegas on vacation. So Staff Sergeant Ziegler and his wife were on vacation, and they were at a show in Las Vegas with 2,000 other people, and we surprised them by coming out and saying, guess what, not only are we building you a home this week, we're gonna throw you a wedding.
Wow.
So they were just so touched by that, and we brought in their groomsmen and bridesmaids and to surprise them, and so this week we're not only building a home, we're gonna throw a wedding.
We were very, very excited, but there's nothing like someone telling you you're getting married in 4 days.
Back to the build site, some things took longer than expected, like installing the metal roof. Heaters were brought in to quickly dry the texture on the walls so painters could get an early start. Masons needed a couple of days to finish the stonework on the exterior, but by Friday, just 3 days after pouring the foundation, they were down to details. Filling in the yard, building the garage door, installing a sprinkler system. Even on reveal day, as the bus pulled away and the Zieglers walked in the front door of their new home, Painters were going out the back door after applying some finishing touches.
There were some points that I couldn't believe that we were doing all this at one time. When we had the mechanical roughs all in there at the same time, so we had the AC guys and the electrician all in the attic, and then the plumbers were roughing the plumbing, and it was just, I bet there were 150 people in the house at one time.
Inside the house?
In the house, and they were just going everywhere. And I'm just like, is this gonna really happen?
When we come back, John Coco talks with the most invaluable part of building this dream, you, Central Texas volunteers. You met Ty?
Yes, I did. Yes, I have.
What was that like?
He's a pretty neat guy.
Yeah.
He's a lot shorter in person than he looks on television.